in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers, the final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss, there wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss, predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline. Steele is no easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds,
Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler.
Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele.
We'll see which prevails tonight.
Steel cage match underway. Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steele.
Going head to head, putting each other to the test.
Giving up now is not an option. They have to finish this. Big shots being fired right now. Neither competitor letting up. The High Chief Peter Maivia and George the Animal Steele facing off in a steel cage. Each man looking to finally score a decisive victory in this rivalry.
Determined to make it up the cage, balance and a tight grip are key.
He's eyeing the top of the cage as he starts his clock. He's trying to escape. He's got to give everything he has to push himself over the top.
Oh, he's almost there.
He better move. Oh, ouch. He just got sent flying off the cage. Risk didn't pay off, gentlemen, and this might be over early. He's halfway home. Time to start the descent.
Battling at the top of the cage.
A fall from there could be devastating.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching.
And Steele is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Folds in his bald head. He's like a modern-day Neanderthal.
Uncorks an uppercut. George beats him to the punch. Nice takedown. Stack them up. Counter. Only getting one out of that pin.
This match is not going to end so soon. The Animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steele to get even crazier.
Oh, Maivia is prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon.
Peter Maivia now with the upper hand.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the Animal out here.
Fist drop!
George with great awareness.
Like a brick wall running into you.
Well, the unorthodox style of George Steele is certainly working well at this juncture.
Let's see if Maivia has an answer for the Animal. We've seen that Steele isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against Maivia. So he's got to have the advantage in a match where they're surrounded by one huge weapon, right?
But you'd think that, Cole, but think about how these men prepared for this match. The High Chief is a consummate professional who's game planned for this stipulation. And Steele, well, I think he just shows up to the arena and asks who he's fighting.
He quickly gets out of dodge.
Peter Maivia very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows, maybe we'll see the Maivia name on Hollywood billboards again sometime.
Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the Animal.
Making a move, but is it the right moment?
And starting to climb up the side of the cage.
In position, he's painting a bullseye on him.
Taking flight.
Absolutely squashed their opponent there.
When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steele often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature.
But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to prove he's worthy of that name. Peter Maivia will take on any competitor, no matter the difficulty.
That unraveled on George.
Oh, strong impact. Oh, man. Oh.
Kick gets caught. George Animal Steele is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the Animal.
But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief, Peter Maivia. When you consider that Maivia is also an excellent high flyer and a great technician, well, you can see why the High Chief is the favorite in this match, even with the steel cage stipulation.
Oh, an eye rake.
That's not right. Effective.
Gets out of the way of that one.
They're showing blatant disregard for their opponent. Into the cage.
Only running on instinct to keep fighting. Completely lost otherwise.
Not a good spot to be in.
Heave the side.
And the pin could be over for Maivia. He breaks the ref's count after one.
These one counts are going to get harder and harder to kick out on.
And look at this now. Bad intentions coming with his hold. Expertly manipulating the joints and muscles in the arm.
You couldn't fight the pain any longer. Has to tap.
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the Animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them. Peter Maivia, very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows? Maybe we'll see the Maivia name on Hollywood billboards again sometime.
Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the Animal.
Maivia one step ahead.
We're locked in reversals here. Neither competitor intimidated.
And he turned it around.
Ooh, well measured.
Using the cranium.
We've seen that Steele isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against Maivia. So he's got to have the advantage in a match.
Hit hard and straight into the pin. And he kicks out.
Still too fresh to stay down. Oh! The Animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the Animal brandish a weapon against Peter Maivia before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steele to get even crazier.
Oh, Maivia is prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon. Oh!
And now going for the victory.
Is this it? How at this point you don't even stay down long enough for a one count is beyond comprehension.
Momentum is all with Maivia now.
And you can see Steele is struggling to weather the storm with the High Chief. Oh, that'll rattle you.
When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect.
Looking to end this.
Backbreaker. No way Steele's coming back from that.
Shoulder up even before a one count.
He didn't even let the ref start the count.
Listen, that should have ended things. And look at his face. At this point, you have to believe he's losing some faith in himself.
Ooh, talk about force. That'll give you whiplash. Oh, the heel hook. Stretch.
And he has no response for this barrage of offense.
Yeah, Maivia has really figured the animal out here. Gradually getting closer and closer to the top.
Now heading up the cage. Ooh. 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 He crashed with a heavy thud all the way down from the top.
That fall might mark the end of his night.
Oh. The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh yeah, Maivia is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him the personification of Maui.
Ripping in the eyes and the face.
Von Erich-esque.
Mistake made by Steele.
Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle.
Oh, he got him. Is he going to lock this in?
This might just do it. This might.
Able to punch his way out.
Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian. And the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief? Covering their opponent for the win. I guess it was time to switch gears.
What is he doing?
He's trying again.
Landing on the spine.
Is it enough? Is it enough for Peter Maivia? 2.
And the High Chief defeats the animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Anytime these two have faced off, it's been eye for an eye. But the steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief, Peter Maivia.
George Steele is one tough animal, but the way Maivia faced him in the cage tonight just reinforced what everyone already knew, that the High Chief is one tough Samoan.